How you doing, guys? This is Hybridsteel and welcome back to video 4 of my hardcore playthrough for, and I'm going to be honest, it starts off with a very poor story. My excavator is down again and it's got to a point where things are starting to break, like properly, and this is just because it's been digging so much and I've got to go through so I figured that I have to look at which parts are breaking. So 7%, 6%, 9%. This one I've just replaced 4, so we're gonna need 5 teeth. So yeah, but I replaced one because I was like, hey, that's replaced, and I'm like, okay, cool, I wonder how long this is gonna last. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I dig into one more, it's like, boom, your next tooth is broken. I'm like, and it's basically because they've all been worn down all at the same time. So guess what, they're all gonna break at the same. Now that's another trip for me into town without digging, so I want to get over there, I want to get back really fast, and so on and so forth. Now the teeth are $100 each, so it's not too bad. It's only $500 worth of repairs. Or I buy the really expensive ones, which are like $800 a piece. And I don't really want to spend $5 grand on teeth when, you know, well, I mean, I don't know how long I'm going to have the small excavator for anymore, because, I mean, with this cleanup that's just coming, I don't know how long that's going to be. I might just keep digging until I've run out of, until I've run my run. I don't know how long that's going to be. I'm hoping maybe we might get it done in the next few days, which would be quite nice. But at the same time, things are going to break. Things are going to keep going. Things are going to keep happening. And I'm just going to keep having problems. So I have to watch out. Also, the tooth in the back of the car right now is the one that's broken from the last time. So I've just got to make sure that I don't put that one on the excavator. Because that, you know, I've done stupid things like that before. All fun and games until I get hurt, because it's always me. I'm like, yeah, that'll be fun. Oh no, I've ballsed up. Normally how it goes. Cool. I mean, whilst I might even pick up a Magnetite tray. I'd better actually find out how much that is. So I need 5 teeth. Here we are. 5. And there we go. So that'll be all of them repaired. See, 810 for a proper one. It's like, that's a lot of money. Yeah, I don't really want to spend that much money on one. How much is a Magnetite trailer? Because I'm probably going to need one of these at some point. I mean, 4 grand. It's not bad considering that'll get me money. Or that'll be extra money in the actual blacksmith. It might be worth the risk. You know, actually, we'll take it. And I'm going to drop it off where I always take one as well. So that'll be okay. So we'll buy that, and we'll buy that. Order those. Fantastic. We've got 13 grand left. Hopefully, I'm saying hopefully, will be alright. Okay, now I've got to make sure that I don't put them anywhere near the one that's broken. So I'm going to put this one as far to this end as possible. And all the others go in the back of the truck, because that's where they're going to go. So right in the back. We'll take my Magnetite trailer and we'll stick it up by the refinery, because I don't see the point in taking it to the claim where I can just move a bucket instead of moving a whole trailer all the time. That's what I've always done in years and years and years of me playing this game. I've always left the Magnetite trailer itself next to the refinery, because I don't see the point in bringing it all the way into the claim when I'm going to be moving it around all. Are we there now this time? Excellent. And all we got to do is get this to where I need to go. So this is what I always do. I don't know if anybody else does. Basically, leave it here. And then what you're going to do is, when you've got like 100% worth of Magnetite, you're going to drop the Magnetite in there and smeg off. That's literally all you do. Now, I don't know anybody else that does it this way. I'm going to be honest, I haven't really watched anyone play Gold Rush for a long time. I mean, last time I watched it was when, I think, in fairness, it was probably split season 10 actual stream. And that was a long time ago. So, this is why, I said, in the last couple of videos I've spoken about, I am considering doing a season mode, because I think it would just be interesting. Also, it gives me a little, when I say it gives me a rest, it gives me a rest from videos. Now, videos for me are, I do love making them, but when you're like so hyped into a task, and that task is like, you know, trying to be a good gold miner, it's always going to be one of those sort of like, maybe we should try it, maybe we should give it, and I want to give it a go. I do. I'm really in my actual like mind state of actually I want to give it a go now. So yeah, I'm definitely considering doing it. And worst comes to worst is that it happens whilst I'm doing this, you know, and we just take a month off. Oh, we take a month off of this, and then we come back to it. Or I use season mode as a way of just go. Or I can use season mode as a way of taking a break from playing the main game and then coming back and playing it on normal. You know, just as I said, I wanted to play this on hard because it gives me a sort of taste of what it's like. Right, tooth number 3, because I've already done one previous to this. I think that's all of the rotten ones. 100. Cool. Alright. So what I'm going to do is every time I pick one up, I take it back and bring back a clean one. But yeah, this is the first time I've had to do all the replacing for the teeth. So it's, as I said, I've never had to do this before. So it's sort of like I said, it's the experience. You know, doing things that I've never played on this game before. I've never changed the teeth of an excavator. I've never had to change a compressor thing. I've never had to change a motor before. So it's all different. It's all, you know, it's that new experience for me, which is quite nice. Having something different to do is always, well, number one, it's slightly different, but it's slightly weird at the same time. Instead of just digging and being like, hey, I'm indestructible, I'm actually learning why it's harder, which is good. There's the last one. Ah, but there you go. What an intro to a video, really, isn't it? It's like, yeah, guess what I've been doing? Well, I'm changing bits of metal on my excavator. Ugh, let's go. And there we go. That's all my teeth in. Fantastic. Oh, and then it's back to digging. I've already done 3 buckets off this one. That's my 4th bucket. I should be able to get I should be able to get them all filled, and maybe do a couple of extra at the end of it as well. So I try and dig out an area as much as I can before I can't move the excavator. So because the excavator for me takes up, well, it's a lot of runway space, because I normally dig a track as wide as it is. So like I've done with all the other ones, I've dug it as wide as I can, and then I've left with this like pillar. And that's literally where I can't reach it, where I'm trying to reach into the wash plant as well. So, next step, to turn on all the generators again and all the pumps again and get back to digging, basically. And if you are liking this series and the shows that I put up on this channel, I mean, yeah, I know I do like Gold Rush and I do other videos as well. But if you are liking the sort of content I do, hit the like, subscribe and notification button below for all other updates, because there's always videos coming. There's always live streams happening. There's always something happening on this channel. And I try and do everything long form. I try not to make shorts. I make shorts from time to time, but normally it's anything over 8 minutes and I'm all good. So you're always going to get like a long form video at least 3 times a week, depending on how busy I am. Worst comes to worst is something major happens and I can only do like 1 video, but at least you're always going to get 1 video, you know. And there's always going to be a live stream. Always going to be a live stream normally on a Saturday. And then right now, as you can tell, Fridays are literally Gold Rush, hardcore, me complaining about the game, and me starting to lose my mind a little bit when it comes down to profit and so on and so forth. So yeah, I am questioning my sanity right about now. I've been digging for a long time, and I'm going to be honest. Yeah, it's definitely teaching me a lesson on what I can and cannot do in a game, and go from there basically. So we'll see how things go. But right at this second in time, I'm still enjoying myself. I'm still digging. I do sort of wish that money wasn't as limited still, but that's the joys of playing on hard. Not everything's given to you with a silver platter, you know. It's just the joys of life, innit? You just have to put up with some of the hardships and just carry on and put your head down and just think, you know what, at the end of the day it could be worse. And welcome back. So here we are. We're at the end of the endy bit, and as you can see, I've dug pretty much right across this whole area, and I've gone all the way from the back wall all the way through. And you know, I've been digging out the plinths and stuff, getting down to bedrock in some parts. Obviously from here it was a little bit higher, down here a little bit lower, so I was able to actually hit bedrock a couple of times, which is, it's different, it's all good. But up to this point here, I only have 69.13 ounces of gold. I also have 50 something % of magnetite, so I'm going to go and dump this now. I'm going to go and see what happens, but I'm starting to realise how hard this really is, and goals have to shift. They really, really do. And the reason why they have to shift is because if you don't shift your goals in hard mode, things get like really, really hard, like really difficult straight away. And maybe instead of buying the trommel and the bits and pieces, I should have just saved my money and bought the bigger excavator and gone deeper and dug more. And I mean, at that point, I would have dug out the whole claim. Now, I don't know how much I don't know how much gold is in hard mode, and I don't know how long you can actually keep this going for. So I think this is where I'm sort of like turning a point. I'm like, how much can I actually do before I end up just almost quitting on hard mode at least? And the reason why I'm saying that is because over the last sort of couple of like videos, I've mentioned that I wanted to do a season mode. I wanted to go and do this. And playing this on hard mode has actually made me really consider actually going back onto a normal and doing like a bog standard playthrough. Because in fairness, doing a standard playthrough is actually pretty cool. Right, 2,939. That's all right. So that means that I would be able to get big nuggets. It means I'm able to like do what most people do in this game. You know, be able to buy more straight away and actually make the game more exciting for myself as well. I'm definitely being humbled right now by hard mode. I'm being humbled by the fact there's less gold. I'm being humbled by the fact that it's a bit like if you watch the actual TV show where, you know, you've got like Tony who's racking through like hundreds and hundreds of ounces of gold, and then you've got like some of the smaller guys only getting like a couple of ounces. And that's what I feel like. I feel like by the end of their week, they're looking at like, you know, 14, 15 ounces of gold when they first start because they don't know what they're doing. Whereas with me, I'm doing that every 9 buckets, and that's after a cleanup. I'm looking at like 12, 13 ounces of gold, and I've gone through that whole back end of that claim. What I'll do is I'll pull the map up when I get back here, and I'll show you what I mean. There we go. Right. So Magnetite, I'm gonna upgrade. Buy a small burner kit. Smelt reduces by 2, so that's good. Cost, buy small shares, cost ultimate smelting cost reduced, gold losses, and max. Yeah, that's not bad. I think gold loss is something we should definitely focus on because then you get more out of it. Definitely. We'll sell the rest of the magnetite. It's money, innit? It's all good. Alright, cool. So now let's smelt up a bar. So this is going to be my first bar of 20 ounces. I'm only going to lose 1 ounce, so it's a 19 ounce bar. That's good. So whilst that's like running through, I'm going to go into here and look at the actual gold map. So as this is this Old Arnold? Yeah, this is Old Arnold. So Old Arnold, I've dug around here, so that's fine, and I've dug here as well, and that's fine. Now I've dug all the way from this fence all the way to here. All of this I've dug through, and I've dug 2 little test pits here as well. The downside to this is that's 2/3 of the claim that I've basically taken off most of the top layer. And I'm looking at what? I reckon I'm probably going to have, I don't know, about 100 or so ounces out of this, maybe. We'll see how things go. Okay, 1 small bar of gold. So that's all my gold smelted. Okay, and that's fine. I can deal with that. Put up Q, let's take the diff off because we're on the roads. Alright, now. So the thing that's getting to me now is how much I don't have. I think by this point, I mean, this is 2 in-game days. I've been digging for a long time. It's been, what I've done, this is the 5th episode of this. I've dug in a region of around 48, 49 hours worth of like just pure straight out just digging. And it is the reason why it's starting to wear on me is just because of how much money we don't get. You know, I mean, at the moment the stock market is 1206. So this has gone down by a few points since we last went into this anyway. So I'm getting 22 grand per thing. So to put this into perspective, all of that entire area that I've dug out has netted me $87,849. Now I've bought a trommel which was what, 20 grand, and I've bought a few bits which has cost me a fair whack. You know, I'd probably say I've done about $130,000 worth of stuff. You know, so because you've got the excavator, I've got the mini wash plant, I've got some bits and pieces, but I wouldn't say that I've got a lot of stuff. But then you look at how much money I don't have. I have 87,849. If I want to buy the claim, it's going to cost me $600,000. This means I would have to empty the entire claim just to buy it. And then I'd have to lease out another claim just to go out for that one. And that's when it starts getting like, do you really want to keep doing this? And I can understand if people want to play, if people want to play hardcore mode, then people are going to play hardcore. But I think it's made me more humble about how hard this game really is when you take away all the things that everybody relies on. Like Gold Nugget mode is ideal. If you want to play easier mode, Gold Nugget is the way forward. But to put this into perspective, if I take this claim, like this is old Glen. To buy it out is 600,000. To lease it, well, no, it's not old Glen. This is old Arnold. It doesn't cost us anything to lease it, but we get charged to get stuff off of it. That's the problem. So we have to give, if you look, price per square foot is $60. Additional provision to rent is 30%. So we get charged for gold and stuff. If we go to the other places, it's price per square foot 160 grand. If we want to lease this, it's $300,000. And that's just to lease it. So if I want to move on to a different claim, I'm going to have to lease it for $300,000, and that means I need 300 grand to start. And 300 grand is basically taken out by the feel of it. It feels like I have to take out the whole of old Arnold just to be able to do that. Now, if I want to reset the claim, it's going to cost me. So the best way I could do is to lease the next load of grand. Now, in order to lease it, I need 300 grand. That's a lot of digging. And then if I want to lease up, like, you know, Pine Valley, I'm going to have to lease 500,000. If I want to lease, like, Nighthawk, it's 800,000. It's a lot of cash. And this is the problem with playing on hard. And the reason why I'm learning this, and the reason why it's taking it's the ability to actually go through this and realise how hard this is. So, with all that in mind, and not being able to get gold nuggets, and which I feel that I genuinely feel that a lot of people, like myself and other people, the reason why we don't touch hard mode is because we don't get nuggets. Now, I don't think I can turn gold nugget on in hard mode. So let me just click on this. Gold nugget, it is disabled in hard, which means it will never happen. And this is what I feel this is why a lot of people don't play it on hard mode, because they don't get the easy way out. I'm sort of glad that I've done this, and I'm going to, you know, go back to my claim. I'll have a quick chat, and then I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to do. So I just want to show you what's going to happen. And the reason why I'm going to do this is because I think I've made my mind up of what I'm going to do. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. Let me just go back to the caravan. Let's say, you know, it's the end of the day, and I've got 87 grand in my back burger. We've mined a little bit and so on and so forth. Let's go back to here. I'm going to sleep through until dawn. There you go. So this would have been on $80,000. This is how much I lose. So worker salary, obviously I haven't got any workers, so that's a good thing. That's saving me money straight away. Processed dirt is 5,639 yards, and I do that in like a few hours in a day, sort of thing. Earned gold, 90 ounces of gold. Provision of rent, $32,000. So I've lost what, 20 ounces of gold basically just by sleeping. And this is where I'm sort of like, okay, it's a bit of a drag. Now I get it, you know, 30 grand is 30 grand. It means I have to just dig more and so on and so forth. When you're playing it on this difficulty, which I got to be honest, as you can see, like my digger is there. That's where my excavator is, which is, if I go to the gold map again, my excavator is here. I've got this much land to strip off the top before I have to go down to the bottom layers. Now, whilst I've taken off the top layer, that's fine. That's not too bad. When you get down to the bottom layer, I'm going to be scraping my teeth across the floor. I'm going to be trying to get every single ounce of gold out of this for not a lot of reward. And that's where I'm sort of like drawing this conclusion of what I want to do. So, let me just turn my light on because I don't really need it. So out of all of this, out of this pit here, I've dug 2 pits out over there. I've dug straight through the centre here. I've bought an excavator that was 17 grand. I've bought the wash plant that was 6 grand. what? Let's say we've done $150,000 worth of stuff. Out of that $150,000, I've been charged 30 grand for one night, and I got charged. I got charged 35 ounces of gold between one night because that was just the tax of the day, and I got charged a load of money in the first time. Which, if you watch that video, it was it was day 2, tier 2. I got charged and I was like down minus 13,000. So I've had to come back from that, and then I've had to build up, and then it's taken X amount from me. So what I'm actually going to do is, this is going to be the last video I'm going to play on hard mode. If you guys want to watch me play this game, I'm going to be playing it on normal from now on. So what I'm going to do, and this is, you're not going to see this because I'm going to be doing this for the next few weeks. So whilst you're watching this, I'm playing the game. Actually, I've been playing the game for the last 5 weeks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get to around this point where I've got this equipment. I've got 2 hog pans up, ready to go. I've got my wash plant. I've got my bits and pieces, but I'm going to be playing this on normal. I'm going to go through the settings with you now, and I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing. So, okay, so at the end of my last 5 videos of hard mode, it has definitely made me feel humble. It's definitely told me how hard this game really is without Gold Nugget mode. And I would say that a lot of us, as in the players who play actual Gold Rush, probably rely on Gold Nugget way too much. But that's just the way things are. At the end of the day, I'm the same as you. When you play this game, you want that little bit of an advantage to make things better, so you get the meta. So you're like, yeah, I've got my wash plant, I can do this, and it's all good. I'm like, you know what? That's sort of where I'm at. I would say playing it for the last sort of like 40 odd hours or so on hard mode has actually made me sort of like humble about the game. It has taught me a lot, and in fairness, yeah, I've got to be honest. I'm glad I did it, because then I understand how hard this game can be. I mean, like I went through with the bank and stuff, where you have to, in order to move on from Old Arnold, I would have to lease the next load of land and move up and so on and so forth. And I would probably end up drilling the land first, because then I know where all the gold is. It would just take more time. And that's all good. So what I'm going to do is, as of now, because I think it's the 3rd of November today. 3rd of November, I am going to start normal mode, which is $1 mode is off, because no one cares about $1 mode. Gold Nugget is on, prompts are on, digging helper is off, machine failures are on, pressure system is on, easy wash plant placing is off, and random events are on. And I get it. That is what I would say would be the good experience of Gold Rush. So today's the 4th for you who are watching this. For me, it is the 14th of October 2023. I am going to be playing this mode, and you're going to see where I'm up to now.